Hi, in this video I'm going to run through the PSLE 2020 uh, paper 1 section A. Okay, so the first question says which of the following is 35,020 in numera? So if you know this is 1,000, so 35,000 should be 35,000 and 20 is 20. So if you add 3500 with 20, you get 35020, 35020, which is answer 2. Okay. For the next question, he said round 6.785 to 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places simply means that 6.xx. Okay. So for such question, you always look at the third digit. If the third digit is 5 and above, you got to add 1 to the second digit. So in this case will be 6.785, and you look at 5, so it's 5 and above, so the answer should be 6.789. So this should be the answer. Okay, question 3 basically tests you if you understand what is the concept of parallel line. So which line in the square grid is parallel to AF? Where is AF? AF is here. Okay, so parallel lines, it means that they are looking for another line that is exactly the same, okay, in terms of the angle, okay, that they will never meet each other. Okay, so look at the first answer. AB is here, so it's definitely no because they are already touching each other. BE is here, so if you extend both lines together, they will also touch each other. The other way to prove it is to look at here. A is 1 square, 2 square down. Here to here is also 2 square to the left. So this is 2 square, 2 square. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 and this is 2. So 4 and 2, 2 and 2, so they are different. Okay, you must look for one that's exactly, let's say 3, 3, 4, 4, 1, 1. Okay, so this 2 is out. Okay, let's look at CD. CD is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. So this is one of the answer that we are looking for. But just to confirm, we also look at EF. So EF is definitely out because it's touching AF. So which means that the answer is CD. Okay, let's go to question 4. Question 4, the diagram shows a bookshelf in a school library. Which of the following could be the height of the bookshelf? Basically, this question tests whether do you understand the unit cm and meter. So if you look at your ruler, 1 cm is only about maybe this size, 5 cm is maybe about here. Okay, so it definitely cannot be the height of a bookshelf. So the possible answer now is 1 meter and 5 meter. Okay, you look at your own height, you should be around a meter. Okay, so if you are a meter and you have a bookshelf that is 5 meter, that means 5 times above you, definitely you will not be able to reach the books on top. So the possible answer is 1 meter. Question 5. Question 5 basically tests your understanding on the properties of angle. Okay, so basically you have two lines, PQ, this is P, this is Q, so this is this line, and RS is this line. Okay, so you have two lines, PQ and RS. So they ask you which of the following is true. They ask you whether AC is equal to CD. Definitely not, because okay, angle A looks like that. Okay, sorry, angle A looks like that, and angle C looks something like that. So they are definitely not equal. Okay. Second, angle B, look at angle B is equal to angle D. Angle B and angle D, they are both on the straight line and they are opposite each other. So this is a possible correct answer, but we also want to check the rest to just to make sure. Angle A, angle D equal to 180. Where's angle A? Angle A is here, angle D is here. So if you look, the line look like that. Angle A plus angle D is like that. It's not 180. 180, it should be a straight line. So this is also wrong. Angle A plus angle C equal to 180. Angles A plus angle C, one look, you know that they are more than 180 and definitely is not the answer. So the correct answer is 2. Okay. Question number 6. In the number line, what is the mixed number represented by A? Okay, so this is like a ruler. Okay, this is 1, this is 2. So in between you check, okay, there's 1 knob, 2 knob, 3 knob, 4 knob, 5, 6, 7, 8. So between 1 and 2 it was divided into 8 parts. Okay, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 over 8. So you plus the 1 here, so it must be 1, 5 over 8. Question 7. Each figure is made up of 5 identical squares. Which of the following has a line of symmetry? A line of symmetry means that when you draw the line, if the object is fold across on this symmetry line, um, they will overlap each other. So in this case, for this object, even if you try to draw it this way, this way, this way, when you fold, it actually doesn't overlap each other. For this, okay, if you even try to cut it this way, this part will come out here, this part will come out here. So it's not a possible answer. For this, it's definitely out because it's a very odd shape. And for number 4, if you look at it, one possible way of cutting is to cut it this way. So when you fold it, this part will go nicely to fit here. So the answer is 4. Okay, question number 8. Okay, so for question number 8 is basically testing you all the angle property. So he say PQRS is a square. Okay, square means that they are all the same. Okay, and the second thing he says that PQ is equal to PT. PQ is equal to PT. So what does that trying to tell you? It simply tell you that this is an isosceles triangle, which means that these two angles are exactly the same. Okay, and you know that PQRS is a square. It also tell you that this angle is 90 degrees. So if this angle is 90 degrees, this angle is 23 degrees. So the angle here must be 67. So if this is 67 isosceles triangle, okay, so which means that this is also 67. So these two angles are 67. So the sum of an angle in a triangle is 180. So you get 180 minus 67 minus 67. You will get this angle, which is equal to 46. So this is 46, and this is exactly what you want to find. TPQ, which is this angle. So the answer is 3. Okay, I've put the working here in case you miss it. Okay, I move on to question number 9. Okay, so in question number 9, this is basic algebra. Mr. Lim has $50. After buying 4 identical tie, he has X dollar left. How much did Mr. Lim pay for each tie? So initially, Mr. Lim has $50. In the end, he has X dollar left. So which means the 4 tie must be this cost this amount. How much you have and how much you left, you get 4 tie. Okay, so which means that for one tie, it must be 50 minus X, the whole thing divided by 4. And that must be the cost of a tie. So in this case, the answer is number 3. Okay, in question number 10, okay, basically tells you that asks you to arrange the distance from the shortest to the longest. Okay, so basically they give you decimal, they give you in terms of 1 kilometer and 205 meters, and 1 is to 2 over 5 kilometers. So to see whether you are able to convert them to a common unit. Okay, so 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. Okay, so here you have 1.25 kilometer, you have 1 kilometer and 205. So for this, it will be equal to 1.205 kilometer. Okay, for this is 1 and 2/5. So if 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter, 2/5 of 1000 is basically 400. So if you do not know, this is how you do it. Okay, you can say that 2/5 you multiply by let's say below you multiply by 2, you get 10, you divide by 2, you get 4. So 4 over 10 is 0.4, so it's 1.4 kilometer. Okay, so this is 1.25, this is 1.205, so this must be the smallest. Okay, so if this is the smallest, it becomes these two answer is out, you left with these two, and this is 1.25, this is 1.4, so 1.4 is longer. Okay, so which means that the answer is number 2. Okay, question 11. Okay, he says that in the television guide below, one program leads another without break in between. So you have 4 programs here: cartoon, music, sports, and news. This is the starting time, this is the ending time, and so on. Okay, so for example, cartoon will start at 9 o'clock, end at 10:10. Then 10:10 is also when the music will start. So the question asks, how much longer is the music program than the sports program? Let's look at question 11. In the television guide shown below, one program leads another without break in between. So cartoons start at 9 o'clock and end at 10:10. Then music will start at 10:10 and end at 11:30. So the question asks, how much longer is the music program to the sports program? So important thing is you need to find the duration for music and the duration for sports, and you subtract these two. Okay, so for the music, you notice that it starts at 10:10, okay, and it ends at 11:30. So from 10:10 to 11:30, we are talking about 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay, or you convert everything to minutes. 1 hour is 60 minutes plus 20, you have 80 minutes. Okay, for sports, it starts at 11:30 and it ends at 12:20. So 11:30 to 12:30 is 1 hour. So in this case, it ends at only 12:20. So sports is 50 minutes. Okay, because 60 minus 10, you get 50 minutes. So this is music, this is sports. So you take 80 minutes because the question says how much longer is music program to the sports program. So you take 80 minutes minus 15 minutes, you get 30 minutes. Okay, let's look at this interesting question. Okay, he said a group of children was asked to choose one fruit from apple, mango, orange, and pear. The table represents the children choices. The children choices are also represented by a bar graph, but the names of the fruit was not shown. So this is the bar graph showing the number of children, but the fruits was not shown. This is instead shown by percentage. So the question asked is, what is the total number of children who choose apple and orange? So in order to get this, you need to find out how many children choose apple and how many children choose orange. Okay, so from the bar graph, apple is 10% among, so it's the smallest among the rest. So which means that it came to here, this is the smallest the graph with the smallest height. So this must be apple. And how many apple is that? 8. Okay. Mango is 20, the next one. So the next taller one is must be mango. Okay. And mango is 16. But what you're interested in is you already know apple, you want to find orange. Okay. And orange is 25%, is somewhere here. So you need to find what is this number. So if you know that mango 20% means is 16, okay, and 10% is 8, 5% will be 4. So which means that 25% is 20 plus 5. So it's 4, 16 plus 4 will give you 20. So which means that there is 20 students who choose orange. So total you add these two up is 28. So this is the answer. Okay, this question is a bit tricky, but I believe you can do it. There's one way to do it. So figure 1 shows a rectangle with parameters of 14 centimeter. So this is a rectangle and it's 14 centimeter. That means if I label this A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D add up will give you 14 centimeter. Figure 2 is formed by 5 such tiles. So figure 2 is 5 such tiles, and they ask you to find parameter of figure 2. Okay, so this is how I will do it. You see this horizontal line, there's A on top. So this is A, this line. And for the purpose of parameter, if you look at this line plus this line, they will also be A. So I'm talking about this line plus this line is A. You talk about this line and this line, exactly one tile will be also another A. So total there will be 3A. For the bottom is C. This line is definitely a C. Here to here, this line and here add up will give you C. This portion plus here add up will give you C. So you have also have 3C. Okay. Next, you look at B. This is a B. This is a B. This is a B. So you have 3B. D. This is a D. This is also a D. This is also a D. So you have 3D. Okay. So the total parameter of this object is 3A plus 3B plus 3C plus 3D. So it's actually 3 times of this object, figure 1. Okay, so if this is 3 times of this object, so you have 3A plus B plus C plus D. 3 times, sorry, this should be D. Okay, then what you take to do is you take 14 multiplied by 3 will actually give you 42. So this is 14 times 3. Okay, you may need to take some time to visualize it. Okay, question 14. He says that a florist has some rose and tulip. She sold 1/3 of the rose and 4/9 of the tulips. And 7 out of 11 of the flowers sold were rose. What fraction of the flower did the florist sell? Okay, so to do it, okay, let's start from the number of flowers sold first. So you know that 7 out of 11 sold. So let's assuming this is 7 unit and this is 4 unit because 4 plus 7 will be 11. Okay, so this is the number of flower that is sold. Okay, so this is sold. Okay, 7 unit and 4 unit. Okay, because 7 out of the flower, sorry, this should be rose, not so rose. Okay, 7 out of 11 flower were actually rose. Okay, so these are the amount that is sold. And he says it's sold 1/3 of the roses that she have. So if she sold 7 units here, means total she must have 7 times 3, which is 21 units. This is what she has in terms of the rows. Total number of rows that she has, she sold 1/3, that's why it's 7. Okay, she sold 4/9 of the tulips. Okay, so if she sold 4/9 of tulips, it happens to be here is 4 units. So total must be 9 units. So this whole thing is 9 units. This is tulip because 4/9 is being sold. So it's exactly that is 4/9. Okay, so the total number of units that she has is actually 20. Okay, sorry, 21 plus 1 is 30. Sorry, 30. Okay, and what is the fraction of the flower that was sold? Remember, so 7 plus 1 is 7 plus 4 is 11. So it's 11 over 30. So the answer is 3. Okay, this is the last question. Question number 15. Okay, he said the pupils at the camps are divided into groups. Alright, now let's look at question number 15, which is a ratio problem. The pupils at the camp are divided into group A and group B. So there's A and B. The ratio of the number of boys to girls in group A is 5:4. The ratio of the number of boys to girls in group B is 5:10. The third question, the third things that they say is that there are 3 times as many pupils in group B as in group A. So which of the following could be the total number of boys in both groups? Okay, so we write down what we know. So we have group A, we have boys, we have girls. We know that is 5:4, and we have group B, we have boys, we have girls. We know that the ratio is 5:1. Okay, so how do we specify it? It says that there are 3 times as many pupils in group B as in group A. So the total number of students here must be bigger than or 3 times of group A. So let's look at the total first. So the total of parts here is 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. The total parts is here is 6. So you must make such that this total number is 3 times of this. Okay, so if 9 times 3 times is 27, 27 for the 6 unit part you cannot reach 27. So let's try, we multiply by 2. So you have 10, and this is 8, and the total will be 18. Okay, so it's 18 you multiply by 3. 18 multiplied by 3 we will get 54. Okay, so we have 54, and can 54 3 times is 54. Can 54 fit into 6? Yes. So 54, 6 times 9 will give me 54. So you multiply by 9. So this must be 9, and this must be 45. So the third condition is also met. So now you look at the number of boys here. Here is 10 parts. Here is 45 parts. So total is 55. So 55 is a possible answer. Okay, hope that helps. Thank you.